How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another part of Katawa Shoujo. Well, last time we were looking at Lily's sleeping space. That will be a thumbnail. There we go. Her white skin blends in with the white pillow of the bed. A look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanukkah. Now, though, she seems painfully delicate. I think back to Hanukkah's presents. I thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year, just she and Lily, all alone. I guess it wasn't just the presents she likes. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down on the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, he's out. Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you? For what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. And then you died. No eye catch. Hisao, are you? The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ears slowly awakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. With a mumble, I slowly open my... Whoa! Did I miss a cutscene? Maybe? Taken by surprise at the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine, I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. The impact of our foreheads causes both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain. Lily sounding more like a squeak toy than a person. Ow, 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 ow. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same, her face obviously pained. Sorry! Your face was kind of close and I acted on reflex. You okay? My head... It seems she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt that the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. Oh, no pants. I think... Oh wait, she's wearing pants. Just very short shorts. I offer a hand to her and he helps her back into her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanukkah's still fast asleep. She's dead. No, she's not. It's not fair. I only drank as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. Anyway, ghosts have a lower tolerance than men. Doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanukkah. I rub the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, as I walk to the counter. Tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend the morning. It only takes a few seconds for a glass to fill, a clear water reflecting the silver of light that makes it through the thin curtains. It looks like Lily's taking a seat on the side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking care to step over peacefully sleeping Hanukkah, and place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problemo. I take a seat next to her, a soft bed having a surprising amount to give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes with only Hanukkah's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression. Her brow is furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. For a moment I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to reassure her. I didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Lily quickly shakes her head in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I'll move to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Lily gives a self-deprecating snort, as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange usually, especially back when we're in town. Even now I'm a bit confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the back of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out into the real world. The real world? Sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess the strange divorced feeling of Yamaku and the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will? It's strange, in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon. Is that why we had to reschedule Hanukkah's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. Your brain! You're not looking forward to it. I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. Wait, what? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18, that means she'd been only 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents with them, with them both working long hours, but I feel oddly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. But why? Why did they leave? Or why are they inviting Aki and I back? Both, I suppose? My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position becomes available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Aki and I stayed in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. Sorry. Don't be. It feels strange. Really, we're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of empathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao? I walk over to my bag, still leaning against the wall, unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the opaque bag from within. I take the small plain box in my hands. Hold your hands out, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box into her open palms. Her typically delicate way of handling it, making it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers filling out the contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line between the lid and the body of the box, and her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless as she listens to the diminutive tinny melody, her mouth just slightly open. It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on a miniature performance playing in her hand. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. A restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. She climbs out of her blanket as I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. I see you're finally up. What? Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open, her mind far from being as awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. As Lily gets off the bed and turns to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. I guess I'd better get going then. There'll be questions if I'm seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Hisao. Oh, goodbye. I stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide into my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Immediately after, her face slowly moves next to mine. A light momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. You get a kiss on the cheek! For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absent-mindedly bring my fingers to my cheek, as if I try to recapture that fleeting feeling. Lily, that's my thank you, Hisao. Thank you? For your present. Have a nice day in school. And with that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it. The muffled voices of she and Hanukkah audible through it, much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walked away with a certain spring to my step. I think there were some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building, but I find it difficult to care. I don't give a fuck. Woo! I got kissed. He got kissed in the cheek. Hichan, go away. Hichan, leave me alone. Come on, Hichan. Let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I want to be is to be woken when I finally manage to. It may be the last period of class with a textbook as my pillow, but it'll take whatever sleep I can get at this point. See, Hichan? Even Sichan wants you to get up. I don't care about what season it was. Just leave me alone. Jeez, Hichan. I'll just have to wake. Wait, Misha's going to... You? This is bad. I'm up, but you don't have to. I can feel the face flowering into a scarlet red blush. The students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it! I let my head smack down on the table with a noticeable sound thud. Lol. Misha's trademark uncontrolled laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts the glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. Narrowing my eyes, I can see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. Etu, Shizune. She didn't look away quickly as she crosses her arm tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Misha's left the doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You two? Who was the one who slept in class, Hichan? Yeah, it was me. Poor Shichan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I moved my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who was with a single huff of confirmation returns to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Sichan wanted to give you the handouts that the teacher gave out while Hichan was sleeping. Handouts? In the face! I suddenly feel 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. Following the hand holding them, I see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. I guess I really am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. No dice. Her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. She huffs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. I look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The two suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison. Both having exactly the same look of disapproval in one fluid motion. Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Before I can even hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a check in a box. I quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow! What was that for? I open my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Sichan says she forgive you now. Forgive you now. Hichan, you would give me a little less force next time? I look at the two with a blank face. Misha and Shizune 1. Misao nil. Nils. Sichan also says that you should check your student mail more often. She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an extra barren grin. Strange, who would have written me a letter? Now it is not the time, for most definitely not the place to find out though. Give it up on the map. Give out the nap so cruelty stolen from me. I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets of an envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow. While Misha clutches her sides laughing and she's in the nuts back in the cart farewell. I jump the flow of students exiting the open door and turn the corner into the hallway. Only to face to face with Hanukkah. Whoa! Up! Hey Hanukkah! Good afternoon, Sal. Silence falls between us as busily chattering students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge off my nose with my fingers, while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clear. Barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, I want to say something. What is it? I wanted to give you this. She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. Oh, a shopping list. X! X2, bread loaf. X1, whole grain cereal. X1, thyme. X1. What is thyme? I look upward, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lily, but I can't come, so you want me to run errands for you? Is it okay if you don't want to? I just thought that maybe, she's panicking. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine, I was going to go anyway, just the stuff on this list. She nods then bows deeply, twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We're going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Test? Ah, that's right. Science. How are you doing on it with it? She writes ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay. Good work then. She too starts smiling, just much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do fine in it without any extra studying. The fact that she's putting in an effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. Heartwarming? I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya! Small way, heartwarming. So to go home. I go do my homework before meeting Lily. She'll be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me a little bit late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. I'll make a right turn and start my way toward the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk to the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant cool breeze. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily! She steps and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try to work out exactly where the voice is coming from. Hey, it's me! I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Isao. Hi there! I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the cloud, watching the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Isao, what brings you here? It's going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she said she needed to study for the test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lily really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear that she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continued walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lily. Slowly zooming in, the porcelain face of hers never seems to lack of the air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality too. As she silently walks, face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. It is probably the calmest moment I had since the about face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries, what a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket, and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. That sounds quite like the bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there's actually a person beside me. Wait, I mean, She laughs wholeheartedly. My, so she giggles. Her giggles punctuate her words, though she's making a little effort to suppress them. Quite direct, quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. That. Still, it's quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh, is she a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook? But a short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if it's the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than the others because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can go double as a useful measurement tools. For example, it makes sense, but she'd had to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. I wonder how many times that happened, given that it sounds like she cooked alone for possibly years, while I could work and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silence of Hanako, Lily seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in orange glow, an occasional fallen leaf crunching on the foot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Probably insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it is genuinely nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My mates screw up my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I? Worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kinda want to address this. Hey Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me any differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. Blah blah blah. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone like that out there. It may be somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Irashaimase! I suppose I'll get my stuff first, and Hanukkah's on the second round. I grab 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance and pass one to Lily. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket handles before picking it back up with her right hand. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Was it due to necessity? No doubt. Shall we? Sure. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grab it along with what I want, putting our items into their respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be depended on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako will be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You needing anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then! Oddly, there's a queue a mile long, considering the store's only large enough to warrant one counter. Seems like it'll take a while. Pause! Damn! Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue is really long. Looks like we have to wait. How strange. Sharing the same mood for resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. He's out! He's out! Liquid! Sorry. She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanukkah and I put into separate bags. Thank you, please come again. 7-Eleven. Oh, Aramart. By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4. Both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that the surprising amount of time has passed. The road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Only once Lily retrieves her cane, we set up back to the dormitories and the baby came, leaving the welcoming warm glow of the store. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together. My, Hisao, it's good to find that you're eating well. I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. It must be nice, being a man. Wait, what? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at a completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat. Weight doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time. I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. With a affirmative nod, we continue our walk. Huh? Oh, that's right. What is it? Hanukkah mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Did you do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event. Not really. It was just Hanukkah and I having a little party during the night after school. Your birthday is supposed to be a big event, you know. Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday. Just she and Hanukkah staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. But there were times when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. It reminds me how Lily mentioned she hadn't seen her family in a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same in situation as mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. In the end, she just has Hanukkah and I, and Akira when she's off from work. And that is it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. It seems to her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It harms me a little to see how much Lily seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanukkah is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's a weird kind of symbiosis, I suppose. Are you alright, Hisao? Sorry? You just seem to go very quiet. That's all. Sorry, I was just thinking. Oh? And now I piqued her curiosity. It feels kind of overly personal to talk about it, though. Ah, shit! What should I choose? This is one of those, oh shit, don't fuck it up. Let's check this one. But I will make my choice at the next part of Katawa Shoujo. I feel like I should just tell it. Fuck it. Okay, I'm gonna leave you guys with hype.